Square Enix announced they plan to replace around 70% of their QA and debug team with AI by 2027. It's part of a cost-saving and efficiency plan they're pushing worldwide. Basically, they're trying to let AI handle testing so fewer people are needed on staff. That sounds good on paper, but this is game development, not a factory line. You start cutting humans, and you cut a lot more than costs. Michael Douse from Larian Studios called the whole idea stupid and said you can't replace QA people with machines at scale. He's a publishing director for Baldur's Gate 3, so he actually knows what it takes to ship a solid game. He said testers aren't just bug hunters, they're people who spot problems before players even see them. And that's facts. Real QA people saves devs from bad reviews every day, and AI just can't do that yet, no matter how smart it sounds. Square Enix is working with the University of Tokyo on this AI project through the Matsu Awasawa lab. They say it's about research and innovation, but let's be real, it's about cutting labor costs. The goal is to automate testing across most of their studios worldwide by 2027. That timeline is wild when you think about how many games they release. It feels like they're betting the future of their games on tech that isn't even proven yet. Douse argued that QA jobs are how a lot of developers get their start. He said people work their way up from testing to design to production roles. If you take that away, you basically cut off a career path for new talent. I agree with that because almost every industry has a starting spot for beginners to learn the ropes. Games need that too, or it will be just the same veterans recycling ideas. Square Enix claims that AI will make development faster and more efficient. That's their go-to line for everything right now, but when you talk to devs and look at studios like Larian, you see it's never that simple. Speed doesn't mean better, especially in games. I feel like they're just trying to look smart for investors. The crazy part is Larian actually used AI tools for some automation in Baldur's Gate 3, but they still kept their human QA team intact. That's the balance that makes sense. You let AI handle the boring stuff and let humans handle judgment calls. Square Enix seems to be skipping that middle step. They're trying to jump straight to replacing people. It's also crazy because Square Enix has laid off hundreds of workers earlier this year. Now they're talking about AI taking over the rest. The timing feels off for this. People online are already calling this tone deaf. You can't brag about AI efficiency right after you fire people who kept your games running. Douse said AI can help QA, but it should never replace. He called QA teams a massively advantageous vibe check for studios. That's his way of saying keep everyone grounded in what actually works. I like that term because it's true. When you cut those people, you lose a reality check. From a player side, it's risky too. Games are already dropping buggy and unfinished, and now companies think AI will magically fix all of that. It won't. If anything, it'll just hide new issues until launch day. We've seen how that goes and it never ends well. Square Enix said the AI initiative will reshape the future of development, and that's a big promise because you can't reshape something if you're cutting the core of it. QA is the last line of defense between a good game and a PR nightmare. I don't get how that's the part you experiment with. People in the industry are watching this closely because if Square Enix pulls this off, others will follow. If it fails, everyone will use them as a caution story. Either way, it's setting a standard for how studios treat QA going forward. Personally, I think they're underestimating how much these teams actually matter. They're not just testers or game players first. Larian's approach is opposite. They keep people at the center and use tech as support tool. That's why Baldur's Gate 3 launched as clean as it did. You could feel it was made with care, not just efficiency. That's the difference between crafting the game and manufacturing one. There's also a trust issue here. Gamers don't trust corporate talk about AI anymore. Every company acts like they're doing it for innovation, but it's always about budget. That's why Dou's comment hit so hard online. He said what most players were already thinking. He even called out executives for cutting QA jobs while keeping their own positions untouched. That's the part no one wants to talk about. They say company needs to save money, but never from the top. And that's why people don't buy the AI innovation line. It's selective efficiency. Square Enix has been struggling for a while anyways. Their games keep missing sales target, and the company said they're trying to modernize development. They think AI is an answer, but you can't fix bad management with automation. That's like trying to tune a car with no engine. It's wild that this news came while Larian's dev team was getting praised for how they handled QA. They literally said their QA team was one of the reasons for their success. That's a complete contrast to what Square Enix is doing. It's like watching one company learn from its team and another replaces theirs. It's two different mindsets entirely. To me, this just feels like another case of a big company forgetting what made them good in the first place. Square Enix built its name on storytelling and detail. You can't keep that when you remove people who care about details. AI can't understand player emotion on pacing. It just runs data. This move could also change how players judge future Square Enix games. People might look for flaws just to prove them wrong, and if the flaws show up, the AI testing narrative will get dragged everywhere online. It's a risky reputation bet. I don't see how it's worth it at all. I mean, AI is useful in some parts of the game development like animation and performance testing, but creative feedback is still human territory. That's why people keep siding with Douse here. He's not anti-AI, he's just anti-bad management, and honestly I get it. The problem is AI saves money now but hurts long-term quality and short-term thinking. You can't replace intuition with algorithms. You might get faster workflow, but you lose a player touch. That's what kills games quietly. Players also have power in this. If people stop supporting companies that treat workers as expendable, they'll change, and honestly money talks in the industry. Me personally, I plan to keep buying from studios that actually respect their teams. It's that simple. I mean, the whole situation says a lot about where the industry is heading. Everyone wants AI to do the heavy lifting, but no one is asking what we lose in the process. If we keep going like this, games might start feeling the same across the board, and that will suck for everyone. Nobody wants that future. Douse isn't trying to start a war with Square Enix. He's just keeping it real. He's reminding everyone why QA matters. You need people who actually play and understand games to test them properly. That's something no AI is ready for. Not now, maybe not ever. In the end, this is a wake-up call for the whole industry. You can't replace people who care with software and expect the same results. If Square Enix really wants to innovate, they should find ways to make human jobs better, not erase them. That's what real progress looks like. We'll see if they actually get to that though. But let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's crazy. I'm personally tired of game developers and studios trying to replace everyone with AI. I mean, AI is great, but as a whole AI game is not good. And if you actually use AI outside of stuff, it messes up a lot. It's not perfect at all. I mean, humans are not perfect, but we catch more than AI. But let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Memories. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you boys next time. Peace.